Hey guys, it's GHP and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at Monofire from Set 3, The Dusk Road. So Monofire was a deck pre-Set 3. Actually it was more of a deck in Set 1 to be honest. I caught quite heavily with it. But part of the series meant we had to look back at it, and I struggled to build this one. So I asked for a lot of help. And I got a fair bit of help from a member of Team Eternal Warcry, and that would be Missing Toe. So shout out to you, even though you don't watch my videos. Um, so this was his list, and then I changed it a bit. So we're going to talk about all the card choices. We are an aggressive fire deck with some top end. So let's see, we have our standard 4OD for Pyroknight. They're just amazing one drops that I don't see any reason not to play. Then we have Rakano Outlaw, which is just, if War Cries hit this card, it's great. It also has War Cries. It's good with weapons because quick draw. Then Unpredictable Outlaw is a little bit on the weaker side, where it's just a 2-mana 2/2. But I do play 8 weapons, so it's pretty easy to trigger this plus Jekk. So actually playing this as another Cinder Yeti, so to say, is fine. Speaking of Cinder Yeti, we got 4 of him. Card advantage, decent body. Exhausting an enemy unit is relevant for pushing through this early game. 4 Crimson Firemaw, because this card is very good when you actually need to fight fair. Let's say you're getting Lightning Storm to death. Maybe a card like Firemaw can end games for you. Discounting cards is important when you can see that I have a pretty high top end with 8 5-drops. And I just think this card's very powerful. It's good stats, and the effect is good. And it's just a good finisher for the games where we get our opponent low but can't end. 3 Groundbreaker. This card is okay, but that's all I'm giving it. That's why I bought 3. It is good. If you're at all ahead, it's good, and it can't be Lightning Stormed, it can't be Vanquished if it doesn't have a Warcry on it. The enemy player can't gain life is definitely relevant. This is a very aggressive deck that tries to end the game with Burn. And this thing can hit real hard. And obviously we don't have any casting problems in our deck. Then we got 2 Jekk. I think Jekk is powerful, but I don't want too many 5-drops, and I simply think the other 5-drops might be stronger in this deck. But Jekk is another one of these cards that in the late game can really take over a game. It's not like you're ever blocking Jekk. And then 3 Soulfire Drake. Flies over, is kind of a burn spell, and the Entomb effect is super good. It's great with Firemaw, it's great with Jekk, and it's just good in general. Now if we look at our interaction, we got our 4 Torches because Torch is absurd. 2 Miner's Musket. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but I think it's better than, say, Piercing Shot, which the first version of this deck ran. And I think it's good against aggro decks. And you can really high roll. Like, turn 2 Musket, turn 3 Jekk. Why not? I mean, I'm pretty sure you win games as long as that Jekk doesn't die. This card could high roll quite high. You know, 1 in maybe 20 games, so 5% of the time you play this and it wins you the game just because you discounted something stupid. Turn 3 Soulfire Drake is pretty dumb. We have 4 Ornate Katana to go on with 4 Shogun Scepters in order to have weapons, some card draw, and it's good with our quick draw plus Unpredictable Outlaw. And then we have 3 Obliterates. I cut 1 in order to make room for more Jekk. And I think this card's great, but you don't want too many of them. But they are, like, for example, your only real way to beat Sandstorm Titan, which is definitely a problem in Mono Fire. And it's also just a way to finish games. Now, if we look at the power, one thing you're going to notice is there's only 26 power. And I'm not playing any favors. I'm not playing favors, so I'm kind of ignoring the game algorithm. Because I really want to play on curve for the first few turns. And Caleb's favor sucks. I don't want to play it. It's just so bad that I'd rather actually play more Sigils. We're on 26. 4 Waystones because it's free. 4 Crest because we want some digging. But along with the Crest, plus Crimson Fireball, plus Miner's Musket, plus Katana, I think we could play less than what would be recommended, which is like the 29 power. I think this deck could go to, say, 27 power sources. But I simply didn't want to cut anything for it, and we're so aggressive early that I think I'm willing to take the bump on the top end in order to be a more consistent, aggressive deck that just has a top end. I'm sure there are games where we could get mana screwed because of it. I understand that. Mathematically, this isn't accurate. But I think we have enough little ways to discount things and some extra card draw. Plus Scout, I think we can pull this off. So, that is our deck. We're going to jump into some games now. And hopefully this deck does as well as some of our other mono-colored decks.